just scared about the Leafs and their past track record. But what is it about this matchup that is so juicy beyond just the history beyond these teams?
I just think it's that whole, we said on the episode, I actually don't like, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I actually like the Habs, their work ethic. And I agree with some people say that they're built for the playoffs. They stick around. They're like that last little, it's like trying to get Jello off the, off the plate. Just there's always that little bit that just hangs around. And I'll be honest with you, Joe. The one thing that fears me is what look at the Leafs and the Sens the other night. How many power plays did they have? They couldn't capitalize. Ottawa, hung around. They got a goal. They got a shorthanded goal. The Leafs keep teams around, and it's the special teams that are starting to be a real concern. Well, it's not started. It is a real concern for me. But if you keep the Habs around, sooner or later they're going to bite you in the ass. So, and I think that could get them 1, maybe 2 games out of it. But on the other side, you got to look at the consistency, man. It's consistency. The Leafs have had it all year, and they're resilient. This team is resilient. They've showed it all year. So, if I look at 7 games, I can't see them being beat. Not anybody from the North 4 times in 7 games. So I think the excitement's there. The Carey Price and Austin Matthews going head to head. We think it's going to be Price, but that's it for me. So that's really what I'm looking at.
Bobby, from the Canucks fan point of view, give it to us.
I got to tell you, I forgot to correct you last episode. It's not arch rival, it's arch rival.
My bad.
Driving me nuts, and I forgot to...
Me scoozy, sorry.
I just wanted to be pointed out that the only reason I'm here is because you guys told me we were talking NFL schedule release. So that's the only reason I showed up tonight. So NHL-wise, I'm going to take a little of a backseat, but I just think that, last year we saw the Leafs play a team that they were far superior to, and what nobody talked about was the Leafs were a good team, but it was a really bad matchup. And I think this is kind of the same thing where you have a pesky team playing a team that, in my opinion, has mental toughness issues. That's going to be one of my issues with the Leafs, one of the things that they're going to have to kind of overcome. But a team that's not mentally tough against a team that plays that kind of style, that sticks around, and that is very, very comfortable in that scenario. They are very comfortable as an underdog. It's going to make out for a great series. And listen, it's TV. That's what we want. We want a great series here. I think it's going to be a competitive matchup.
I don't want a great series at all. I want a 4-game sweep, 5-0 every game. Take it easy, put my feet up on the couch. But I know that's not going to happen. That's not the Leafs way. That's not the way it works in the playoffs in the NHL. I agree with Frank. The special teams are a huge concern, especially the power play for the Leafs. How does a team go at a 30% clip for the first 25 games of the year and then go at a 10% clip the next 30 or so games? It just doesn't make any sense, especially with the talent that they have there. Having said that, Rob, you brought up the mental toughness of this Leafs team. Last year, I would have agreed with you. Last year, whenever they faced any sort of adversity, it felt like they folded like a cheap suit. This year, however, they've faced some adversity and they've overcome it. They've done really well. So I wouldn't say that I think they've grown leaps and bounds in terms of their mental toughness, but it's definitely going to get tested in this first round. And like I said last episode, the first game 1 is so important. I think if the Leafs can take game 1, I think it can be a quicker series. But if the Habs take game 1, we're in for a long series, and it's anyone can take it. So game 1, really, really important.
I'd also agree. I'd also say that I don't think I've seen the Leafs I can't remember the last time I've seen the Leafs as this heavy of a favorite, which is a bit of a different role for them. Rob can say about the Columbus series last year. They were, I would say even, but in terms of standings and points, why they were kind of right there. This is the first time you're seeing a clear-cut favorite Leaf team in a different role. And Rob made a good point. Habs being in an underdog role like what they did with the Penguins last year. But I want to see it from the Leaf standpoint. They're going in with they should be going in with a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence, and that should show in their play. So that's what I'm really looking at is like that first 10 minutes of the game. they should come out. What they do, bang, 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 try to pop a couple in. They have had a history of fast starts this year. So let's see it. This should be no, no dicking around here. Just do what they do best, and they should be fine.
I have two other issues with this team. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. I think this defense isn't as strong as people think, and I think they're going to get tested more and more as these playoffs goes along. And the second thing that I have, or my last worry for this team, depth scoring. I mean, you need depth in the playoffs. Are you worried about the depth that this team didn't get any depth scoring last year? Do you think they're going to get it this year?
No, I'm not worried about that at all.
No.
And yeah, you need depth scoring, sure. But we saw what the Lightning did last year. They were pretty much a one-line team. They got all of their scoring from the same guys. Yeah, the depth chipped in with momentum-changing plays, but their depth did not score a lot. So you don't need to score a lot for the depth pieces. Timely scoring, coming up with a big goal here and there, that's important. And I think they have guys that can do that. So I'm not worried about that one bit. Frank?
The depth scoring, definitely not an issue with me. I think, adding the makeup's different from what I'm looking at the top three lines. That's probably who's going to give you the goals. But that fourth line, listen, Spezza's chipped in just as good. Let's see what Wayne Simmons has got in the playoffs. He's known to score big goals in big games. Depth is not an issue. Defense, Rob, I'll lean with you on that one. This is still a scary thing with me, and not just for the 1 to 6. It's how they distribute the ice. You guys, if you've seen my tweets, I am I'm a Morgan Riley fan, but not to the point of him playing over 24 minutes a game. If he's making more than 3 or 4 mistakes a game, it's because he's playing too much. So if you allocate that ice a little bit differently across the 6, I may feel a little bit different. But when you're relying on somebody that much who shouldn't be playing that much, you're going to be prone to some mistakes. And Montreal's a team that can capitalize on it. So yeah. At the end of the day, guys, this is Jack Campbell. So if he can bail them out, where Freddie couldn't the last couple of playoff years, that might be a key difference too. But I'll give you that one, Rob.
All right, quick prediction for the series. What are you guys thinking? Because I know we're going to talk more about this series for sure next episode and so forth and beyond that. So I want to get to the next couple series. What's a quick prediction that you have?
Leafs in 5.
I want to say 6, but I want to say 7, but I'm going to say 6 for the Leafs. Yeah, I want to say 7 though.
I'll take Leafs in 6 as well. I'll take Leafs in 6 as well. That's where I'm going. I'm
very proud because when the Leafs were in first place, I said they're going to regress to the mean, and I'm like they're a 5-7 team, and they finished in the 5-7 spot. I think I've been on with this team pretty. I think I'm tuned in. So 6 or 7, I think, for this series.
All right. Now, we're not going to break down every series, but I've asked you guys to kind of prepare to highlight one series that intrigues you. So if you can give us a quick synopsis of which series intrigues you and why it intrigues you, give it to us, and maybe a quick prediction on that one as well.
Yeah, cool. I'll go first. I'm really looking forward to the Tampa-Florida series. I think the Battle of Florida is between two really good teams who've really been at each other's throat in the last couple games. They've been a lot more physical, some bad blood there. I just think, how can you not want to see what Stamkos and Kucherov look like, especially Kucherov has been out all year. So they're going to have their guns back. And Tampa is the defending champ. So there's always some type of hangover coming to the playoffs. So I'd be curious to see if the Panthers can sneak in. Listen, the Panthers have been sneaky good. They've been really sneaky good this year. They can score goals. Obviously, their goaltending is a little shoddy. But for me, at the end of the day, for the Panthers to win, it's got to be goaltending. They have 3 capable goalies going in. Bobrovsky may start, but I don't think he's going to finish. So if you look at Drieger, look at Spencer Knight, 3 goalies that they know they can win with. So, they're probably going to need to limit Kucherov and Stamkos, probably both who's going to be in the lineup. On the Lightning side, it's defense. It's Hedman. It's that defense was really good. And their guys are their guys. When Joe, you said it yourself, Kucherov and Point were the top players last year. They showed they were the top players. And for them to do that again, that's how they're going to be successful. Lean on your big guys, your top guys. And I'll take Tampa in 7.
Wow. Okay. My series that I got that it's not even a series yet, but I'm hoping it will be is Colorado, Minnesota. I'm actually excited to see this Colorado team play in the playoffs. I think Minnesota will kind of show put some issues. They might give them some problems. I want to see how Colorado reacts. I expect them to win the series, Colorado, But I kind of want to watch Kirill Kaprizov too in the playoffs. I want to see what that's all about. So it's not really a series yet, but I'm kind of intrigued just by just Colorado as a whole is just intriguing me to see how their D is going to hold up come playoff time.
Kirill the Thrill. Definitely want to see him.
Can I jump in there 1 sec?
Absolutely.
That's my upset. I've got Minnesota in 7.
Wow, that would be huge. And Minnesota has a history of upsetting Colorado, I believe. I think they've done it a couple times, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not that. I'm visualizing this, Rob. I'm looking at game 3. Grubauer goes down with an injury. He always does this time of year. It's what he's known for. And they go to Devin Dubnyk or Jonas Johansson, and that's the series. So that's what I'm kind of looking to the future. So
and it's still kids. They have kids. They're young. They're really young. So you don't know. Yeah.
And in the NHL playoffs, there usually is one big upset in the opening round. So that could be it. It could be the Habs versus Leafs. I wouldn't be surprised.
Don't get that negative energy out of here.
I know.
Get it out of here.
Joe, what do you got? You got the creme de la creme, don't you?
I'm really looking forward to the Caps Bruins. This is a matchup made in heaven. I just want to see how long it takes Jack Edwards to start complaining about Chara getting away with so many calls. When Chara was a Bruin for 15 years, you didn't hear a complaint out of him, not a peep. But within the first period, he's going to get upset at what he's allowed to get away with. I guarantee it. Other than that, though, that is a big storyline. Obviously, Chara going up against his former team. These two teams split the season series pretty much. They both won 4 games apiece in the season. Both teams made significant deadline acquisitions. Before the Bruins acquired Taylor Hall, I wasn't too crazy about how they were playing, but he seemed to give them another gear. They were a one-line team before, and now they're not. And he's, for all the people that said Taylor Hall is done, maybe we just need to take a closer look at guys coming out of Buffalo and how that's just not a successful situation. And, when people say we shouldn't give up a lot for Eichel because, he hasn't done much, well, let's see. Get him out of Buffalo, and I guarantee it that he'll be really, really good. But anyways, I'm getting off track. The Bruins also acquired Mike Riley, which shored up their defense, and the Caps acquired Anthony Matha in a swap with Jacob Vrana, who's fit in quite nicely in there as well. A bit of a storyline is the Caps are kind of limping into this series. John Carlson and Oshie both have recently missed time and are back. Ovi just returned from a lower body injury, and then you've got Ilya Samsonov and Kuznetsov, who are out on the COVID protocol for a little bit as well. Key to the series could very well be special teams in this one. You've got the Caps, who are the third-ranked power play, and the Bruins, who have the second-ranked penalty kill. So look out for that. And obviously, you got a goaltending matchup. I'm not sold on the Caps goaltending situation, whereas the Bruins are much more proven. I'm going Bruins in 7 with this matchup. You're not going to argue me nothing? Wow. This is a first.
I would love to talk about Washington for a minute because you guys are witnesses. I've been all over them for maybe about half of the season. I've been saying this is the best team in hockey. I think they're the most dangerous team. I don't think they're going to win the Stanley Cup anymore. I was going to project them to win. I think that the hockey gods are going to come back and put their hands around my boy Tommy Wilson. It's the one thing we didn't talk about is that he broke the code when he took down Artemi Panarin. He broke the code, and that offends the hockey gods, and we know, anybody who's played hockey know the hockey gods are real. They were going to be my pick. They are no longer my pick to win the Stanley Cup.
Never cheat the hockey gods, people.
They will get you in the end. They don't forget either. I mean, look at Canada. Canada had to go and kick the crap out of Germany in the preliminary rounds and the juniors, unnecessary. And what happens? They get it in the end from the States. So it's a real thing. And that's why Washington will not win the Stanley Cup. And they're probably going to win the Stanley Cup now because I just said that.
All right. Do you guys have a Final Four that you're thinking of here? Usually we predict like conference finals, but that's a little different this year because of the makeup of the playoffs are set up. But do you have a Final Four of which team is going to come out of each division?
I'd love to hear a dark horse first, but before we do a Final Four, is anybody's got Dark horses from anybody?
Dark horse to get to the Final Four?
Just a dark horse, a team they're not going to win, but they might have a sneaky good playoffs. I'm going to put one that I never thought I would say. Winnipeg. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
You get out, you're in the Final Four. That I would say if Winnipeg wins the North Division, that is a tremendous success. They feel really small and regional to me. I've said they're Harveys. They just don't feel big, but they're a good product. They really are. So Winnipeg, I would pick Winnipeg as my dark horse because there's not too many this year.
I don't know if you can really pick a dark horse from the East because they're all pretty solid teams. I just think, you know what? I'm gonna go off the board. I know I picked them to lose, but Florida's sneaky good, man. I don't know, man. Florida's sneaky good. There's something about them, like Quinville behind the bench, and they're just something there that, you know, Bennett was a great ad. If they get past Tampa, yeah, definitely. I see Florida.
I was going to say that too, Frankie. They got the coach. They've got good goaltending, and they have a lot of different options at goaltending. Yep. They got that number one stud center. The injury of Ekblad really hurts them, and that might be their downfall right there. But I agree. They got a shot against Tampa, and Tampa, they've got that $100 million roster because they just, reacquire Steven Stamkos and Nikita Kucherov in perfect timing. But these guys haven't played for a while. Kucherov especially hasn't played all year. You don't know if these guys are going to be able to hit the ground running. So I think the Panthers are a good sneaky pick there, Frankie. My Final Four, I've got Vegas, Toronto, Boston, and Carolina.
Carolina, wow.
I like them, man. I like them a lot. And they got that good young goalie.
Stay off my bandwagon.
I think I would have picked them if they had done more at the trade deadline. I think they needed something more up front. I think they're just a little too young up front.
Who's knocking them off?
My team from that division, call me crazy. I'm taking Florida. I think Florida's going to win that division. I got Florida. I also have Vegas.
So hold on. We ask you for a dark horse. You say Winnipeg. You don't give us Florida, but then you think Florida's going to win that division?
Yeah. Okay. Because they're not really a dark horse to me. They're the second seed in the East, the toughest division in hockey. They were the second seed. So, or is it top? I don't know. I didn't want to pick them as a dark horse. Like I would have taken the Islanders as a dark horse, but I don't consider them a dark horse anymore because they got to the Final Four. Anyway, I got Florida, I got Vegas, I got Toronto, and I still think that Washington's going to win that division. And then I would love to see a Vegas-Washington semifinals. That would be NHL euphoria for me.
You want to see your boy get fed to the Wolves.
We all want to see the hero beat the villain in the end, and somehow
Ryan Reeves is never knew we needed.
He's never been called that before, but I'm making him the hero.
Fair enough. I'm looking at these standings and I'm saying to myself, man, how can I be different? I can't. I'm gonna be boring. I can say the same thing. Vegas is on a mission from God, I'll tell you right now. So I got Vegas coming out of that. Like Joe, I'm going Carolina. I really like Carolina. Leafs, and man, I don't want to say Boston. I really don't, but they're cashing at the right time. And just when you think you can stop Bergeron's line, you got now Taylor Hall starting to heat up with Krejci and Smith, and Tuukka Rask is between the pipes. It's that defense is suspect though, man. You know what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to take the Islanders coming out of that division. I think Varlamov can backstop them out of that division just to be different. So I actually think they upset the Penguins. I was call it upset. I don't know what it is, but if you want, but I like the Islanders.
Let's give the Penguins credit. All three of us thought they were missing the playoffs before the year started. So and to win the division in that division, quite a feat. So Sid and Malkin, they still are what they are, right?
Great. And I mean, I don't know why Carolina didn't, but great pickup by Jeff Carter. He's like, where was Carolina? And I guess Toronto don't have the cap, but like team like Carolina, that's why I would love to pick Carolina to win the Stanley Cup, but no.
Dude, Tommy Dundon doesn't want to give Rob Brindamore a raise after the job he's done. You think he wanted to acquire more money in Jeff Carter? No shot.
Yeah, who would want to have a chance at the Stanley Cup?
Hextall knew what he was getting in Jeff Carter because the guy's he don't forget he was the GM on the executive side on the LA Kings, right? So he knew what he was getting from Carter. So that was a sneaky good move.
Okay, Stanley Cup. We got our Final Four. Yeah. You going out on a limb? This is an ugly Final Four for me, by the way, because I don't trust half the teams I put in here. I picked them last year. I'll go first. I hate to do it. I love the Pietrangelo pickup. I'm going Vegas. This is 2 years in a row now. I'm projecting them to win the Stanley Cup. So this is my last year. This is the last time they're getting it. But I think Vegas is the team this year.
I'm going to try the reverse jinx. I never picked the Leafs to win, but what the heck? I'll take the Leafs. The last time the Leafs won a playoff game against the Habs was 1967, and they won. So curses are meant to be broken. What the hell? It would be absolutely perfect for the Leafs to win the cup in a year that fans actually couldn't attend the building. So it would make perfect sense. Why not? I don't actually think it's going to happen, but for this sake, trying the anti-jinx, I'm going Leafs. Why not?
Well, I'm actually going to do the reverse because I want them to win, so I'm not going to pick it. So one of us are going to be right, and I really hope it's you. I really hope it's you.
I really hope it's me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go to detour here. I'm going to go with my boys from the south, and I'm going to go with another jinx, a reverse jinx, Joe. I'm going to say that usually the winner of the President's Trophy doesn't win the Stanley Cup. This year, the winner of the President's Trophy will be winning the Stanley Cup I think there's one more game left to go here, but if they don't win. But I'm going to take Carolina Hurricanes.
I don't think they're winning the President's Trophy. I think it's Colorado or Vegas. But
you know why? Because there was one more game. No, Vegas won their last game. Sorry. But I'm still taking Carolina.
All right, sounds good.
Still taking Carolina.
All right, I really wanted to take Washington, but
we are definitely going to be breaking down more of this, especially next week. By the time we record next week, there will have been a few games already been played, but the North Division will not have started yet. So we'll be able to maybe tee up those 2 rounds a little bit more as well.
Joe, we never got to it, but do you guys want to predict what happens in the Calgary, Vancouver, the last 5 games, these massive games that they're playing?
Nope.
Okay, let's move on. Big games. Got to get these in.
Okay, just before we go here, let's just touch quickly on one more thing on Leafs and Habs. Joe, with the double header or back-to-backs coming in the series, Freddie Anderson gets game 4? Or one of those 2 games?
Depends.
Yeah, I would probably do it. Although if the Leafs are down in the series, it makes me. He didn't look good in his AHL conditioning stint, and to me, in that game against Ottawa last night, it looked like he was searching for the puck an awful lot. So
I'm just asking.
Thank God I'm not Sheldon Keefe.
There's a lot of questions. So
Is it game 3 to 4? Game 3 to 4?
Yeah.
If Campbell has a good game, there's no rule in the regular season. I understand resting your goal. There's no rules in the playoffs.
No.
If Campbell has a good game 3, he's going
right back. Yep.
It doesn't matter.
That's fair.
And there's only one back-to-back, so you only got to worry about one.
And Joe, who starts game 1 as your third line center? Is it Riley Nash or is it Alex Kerfoot?
What I think should happen, or who I think the Leafs are going to start?
Just curious. Is Riley Nash in your lineup for game 1?
I think he will be in the lineup for the Leafs, yeah. Although I would be hesitant because he hasn't played in a while. He's never played in our system, and you're going to throw him out there in game 1. I know he's a low-event player, mostly there for the defensive aspect, but I wouldn't. Okay,
so keep this thought for next week because I know we want to jump into some other stuff, but are the Leafs overthinking this roster for the playoffs? Just stay with that.
Maybe
either go with what works or overthink. Yeah. All right.
Something we could discuss next week for sure.
Yes.
Joe, I got
think about it.
I got one more, Joe. Do you think the arch rival or the arch rival sounds more intimidating?
I'm gonna from now on say the arch rival. I'm sticking with arch.
Do the Noah's Ark rival.
Arc. Didn't McDonald's have a sandwich like that? The Arch Deluxe, or is it the Arc Deluxe?
Is it bad that whenever we talk about Arch, that's what I think of? The Arch Deluxe?
It was good. It was good.
What movie is that from? Oh, it was good, though.
It was a good one. All right.
All right, boys. NHL playoffs, best time of the year. Christmas for hockey fans. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.